Good morning, wonderful people. Welcome back. I hope you have taken the time to go through some entertaining podcasts of the voiceover of the 12 types of ascendants, their Astro-Vastu principles. I'm stuck in some music, it might be a little entertaining, okay? First, you need to go through that in order to be able to understand this. However, I shall share all my Google Drive files later for some interesting case studies we need to go through in order to ground and understand what is the practical implication of Astro-Vastu, because this is an everyday lived reality. This has nothing to do with predictive reality, okay? So this is the case study for Mr. John. It's a virtual person, a Gen Z person. I've taken Gen Z charts in career case studies. You can go through that. These are the same charts, but now I am analyzing through the lens of Astro-Vastu. So there I have in the chart, I have stuck in the natal chart. He's a Gemini Ascendant with these planetary placements. That is to say, Sun and Mercury in the first house in the direction of east, which is the element of fire. So we are studying the chart with respect to house and element and directions only here, okay? Keep the focus on Astro-Vastu here. Mars and Venus are placed in the 12th house in the southeast direction of fire. Moon and Saturn together are placed in Aries in the 11th house in the southeast direction of fire. Right away, you can say lot of energy in the southeast direction. 4 planets together in the 11th and 12th house put together, okay? In the 10th house, there is Jupiter in Pisces. It's in its own sign and it's in the south direction, which is the direction of Earth. So there is an Akashic element planet, Jupiter, which is sitting in the direction of Earth. Not a very good thing. Even there is a lot of fire in the east and southeast. As you can see, there is Mars placed in Taurus in the 12th, and in the east there is Sun. A lot of fire energy contributing to fire. I shall come to the analysis a little later. First, let us just see the directions of the planets. In the southwest direction, which is supposed to be of Earth, in the 9th house, which is Aquarius in his case, there is Ketu sitting there. Ketu ungrounds everything, isn't it? It's an element of spirit. Ketu is an element of sky. Rahu is the element of Earth. But now we have the reverse situation here. We have Ketu sitting in the southwest direction, which is the element of Earth. We need to do some Astro-Vastu cure for this. Similar way, in the northeast, which is the direction of ether, which is the direction of Ishanya, which is the direction of Guru, your puja room, and so on, there is Rahu there. Not a very good placement for Rahu either. This is a place of Guru actually, and Guru is sitting in the 10th house. So I will now run through the analysis of what this situation will lead Mr. John to and how to correct them as well, both. Okay, let's start from the top. The core diagnostic principle for Mr. John, who's a Gemini Ascendant, okay, is fire loaded in zones that require air and ether. For a Gemini rising, excess fire does not create action. It creates mental agitation, anguish, impulsive speech, and burnout. This is not a weak chart problem. This is a directional element mismatch problem. You see how this is working? That's what you got to understand. You might be in a completely different kind of house, Vastu, which is affecting you indirectly or daily basis actually. Forget about predictions of what will happen the next month. It is affecting you on a daily basis, and we shall see this psychologically. In the east zone, there is overactivation. There is Ascendant Sun Mercury in the first house, east fire. What's happening because of this to him? All are stacked up together, therefore too much of activation of fire in the east. What happens because of too much of fire? Vastu manifestation. Because of this too much of fire, he has tendency to have a racing mind, reactive type of communication. Mercury is in its own sign, Gemini, plus there is fire added of Sun. So very reactive kind of communication, very pressure oriented towards the identity, decision fatigue. Vastu manifestation is likely to be too bright, too active, too cluttered with devices, mirrors, and sharp angles, strong morning stimulation without grounding. This is how it will play out. And the funny thing, astrologers have observed, if you also want to observe, each person is actually living their chart in their house. And you will see this more and more as we do some case studies. You see your chart and you see the kind of things that happen with different planets and placements, and you'll be seeing, wow, this is actually playing out. It's very creepy how it works. What to avoid for him? Cure for this. Avoid colors like red, orange, harsh white in the east. No mirrors in the east. Sharp metal decor in the east. Avoid. These are things to avoid. Avoid heavy electronics, routers and screens. Too much of Rahu energy is not good. Those are all Rahu energies. Electronics, routers, screens, mirrors. Corrective principle. Cool the fire without blocking the sun. What do you do for that? Introduce colors like light green, Mercury, soft cream, matte finishes, not glossy finishes. One vertical plant. When I say plant, when you want to accentuate Mercury, it's a plant. Indoor plants. Even if it is his bedroom, this is same principle applies. Even if you say plant, for Mercury, it is non-fruit bearing plants. Remember this. Either it's a tulsi or it's any one of these indoor decoration plants like croton, etc. But non-flower, non-fruit bearing. Fruit bearing ones are Jupiter. Keep that. And not spiky. Please do not start putting cactuses in your house. It's never a good idea. Diffused morning light. You have to make arrangements for this. No visual noise. This allows Mercury to process but not combust. Usually in many charts Mercury is combust because it's so near to the sun. Southeast direction. Fire, again, congestion is too much. Moon plus Saturn in the 11th, Mars plus Venus in the 12th, all southeast fire. This is the most serious imbalance in the chart. Okay? Why this is dangerous? Southeast is fire, Agni. John has moon, emotion, Saturn, pressure and delay, Mars, heat and aggression, Venus, comfort and pleasure. All stacked up there. This creates emotional combustion, not productivity. Psychological outcomes of this kind of an arrangement is emotional exhaustion, disturbed sleep, because 12th house is the house of sleep, suppressed anger, relationship fatigue, Venus, social burnout despite networking, 11th house, Moon and Saturn together there. Vastu signs to check for Mr. John would be kitchen overactivated. That's the direction of kitchen, if you remember. These are correlated here, folks. Too many electricals in the southeast. No electrical devices. Remove them from there. Bright red orange decor. No. Heat retention. Poor ventilation. What to avoid, which is non-negotiable for John. Any water element in the southeast, like having sinks, wash basins, RO unit, the water purifier unit, or an aquarium. Don't stick a water element in the direction of fire. You're neutralizing the fire there. Red decor and glossy finishes. Avoid this as well. Too much of fire already there. You don't want to add more fire by putting red color. Mirrors. Don't put Rahu there. Clutter or trash. Don't put Saturn there. Saturn's already sitting there. You don't want shoes, for example. Sleeping or resting zones in southeast avoid, because there's too many planets sitting in that direction for him. The corrective principle, the fire must be functional, not emotional. Keep only cooking fire here. Kitchen is good here. Shift emotional objects out of southeast. Colors to use would be pastel peach, light terracotta, off-white, copper utensils, not the decorative kind. The ones which you use to cook is good. Strong ventilation. No seating for long conversations. It's not a good idea. It's too much fire there. This stops the Moon and Saturn from overheating internally. Remember, Saturn is a cold planet and Moon is a watery planet. Both are in element of fire. So it's not a very good idea. Rahu in the 3rd house, northeast violation. Why this is a problem? Rahu here creates illusion of knowledge, scattered initiatives, impulsive communication, false confidence. Real life expression leads to overthinking, jumping between ideas, nervous curiosity without direction, short-term efforts that do not compound. The Vastu red flags here: avoid gadgets. Rahu is all electronic gadgets. Gadgets in the northeast, inverters, Wi-Fi routers. We have all this stuff, isn't it? Modern living. Storage, don't store stuff there. Don't have fire elements there. Don't have busy type of decor. No heavy congestion. It should be light, northeast. What to avoid? Screens in the northeast, mirrors in the northeast. Do not amplify Rahu wherever Rahu sits in your chart. If you stick a mirror there, it will amplify it. Clutter. Avoid loud colors. Corrective principle: northeast must remain light, silent and sacred. Have an open space, soft white, pale yellow colors, water bowl or even a gentle water fountain will do actually. Moon neutralizes Rahu. Put the water element there. Single spiritual symbol like your guru, whichever faith you are, whatever matters to you. Your religious book or your religious guru's photo or Jesus' photo or Krishna's photo, anything. No storage. This stabilizes Rahu's illusion into insight. Ketu in the 9th house southwest, the earth element. We saw instability there. What do we do for that? Ketu dissolves structure. This creates detachment from long-term vision. Why? It is sitting in the 9th house. Instability in belief systems, loss of anchoring. Vastu indicators: southwest is too light, too open or extended. There might be a missing corner there. There is no heavy furniture there. What to avoid in this direction? Open southwest windows. Light furniture, white or pastel colors. Avoid that. Ketu is already white. You are amplifying Ketu. Movement zones. Corrective principle: southwest must anchor karma. Corrective actions: heavy furniture in the southwest. Earthy colors, beige and sand and top. Closed storage, no mirrors, no water. Avoid all this. This gives Ketu containment instead of dissociation. Have more beige and brown colors. It will ground that area. Heavy furniture. To sit there so that you can make it more meditative in that space. It's good to have meditative spaces where Ketu is there, but you have to put some symbols of, let's say, yantra symbols or some guru symbols. And in this particular case, put some brown furniture or brown mat and sit there and meditate. You'll get very good results. Jupiter in the 10th house, South and Earth conflict. Why this matters? Jupiter wants northeast because northeast is the direction of Guru. We already saw that in the principles. South is Mars and duty pressure. Jupiter becomes moral pressure, pressure to perform. Although it's its own sign, 10th house Jupiter is not very good. Because it's constant pressure to perform. Jupiter is not performative. Jupiter is just wisdom. Responsibility overload, like I must do things right kind of fatigue. The south is too active, south entrance, south openness, corrective factors. The south must be closed and heavy, no doors if possible, no water, earthy tones, minimal activation. This allows Jupiter to internally guide. You can use even soft yellow colors. Jupiter is good there. You must make Jupiter feel cozy and comfortable. Therefore, the summary of this is chart: reduce the fire dominance, protect the northeast, the Rahu factor, anchor the southwest, the Ketu factor, deactivate the emotional zones in the southeast. Too many planets in the southeast, 11th and 12th house. John's home must remain calm. The nervous system has to calm down. Okay? As you can see here, this has nothing to do with destiny. This has nothing to do with his predictive astrology part. This is everything to do with how he lives. And if you were to go to this imaginary Mr. John, his house or his bedroom, it will be placed exactly like this. He will be having trash in the northeast, shoes kept in the northeast, or shoes kept in moon and Rahu directions. Is cluttered and all over the place. Astro-Vastu corrections are all about correcting your house and the elements of your house with regard to your personal natal chart so that you get the best results out of this. I'll see you in the next case study. Take care. Be safe.